What's going on, Helldivers? I got another tips video for you about loadouts for automatons. I was asked by a lot of people to show off my automaton builds and what builds I think are viable. Unfortunately, there's not a one build fits all anymore for the bots, I think. A lot of people could go otherwise and just kind of lean on that recoilless can probably get you through everything. But I thought I'd show you guys my build and then go on to other builds that are viable. I know there's a lot of Xbox players that are looking for a build, and automatons seem to be, at the top. These do include war bond items, guys, so keep that in mind. I'll try and list them off as I show those off in my kit. So I'm going to show you my kit. We're going to go over my kit. I'll show it off, and then we'll show you a few other viable kits that are a little bit also easier to use. So to start off, we're going to look at the primary weapons. I typically stay within this category. The kit is kind of, multifunction that you can use. The amendment, I use the Constitution. You'll see me with the Deadeye and the Diligence counter sniper. I'm starting to level up that Diligence as well. Right now, I'm a huge fan of the Diligence counter sniper. I can get a lot more rounds off, and they are insta-kill headshots, also with medium armor pen. But you will also see me with the Deadeye a lot. The Deadeye is a lot of fun, but the DCS seems to be a favorite of mine right now. You will also see me using the Talent almost exclusively. This is almost my primary weapon. We are using it a lot. This is found in the Borderline Justice war bond, and it's found on the second page. That is a medium armor pen pistol. It can insta-kill on headshot as well, and it has unlimited ammo as long as you don't go over on your heat. A lot of planets are cold. You can get a lot of shots off. I almost use it exclusively as a primary. And then my marksman rifle is my secondary from long range. We also use this stun grenade a lot. This can also be interchangeable with that thermite. I know a lot of people are using the thermite or the pyrotech grenades. I'm starting to gain an affinity for the arc grenade, but stun grenade is my primary choice. So when you're looking at my kit, it leans a lot around the stratagem use, and I'll show you guys those stratagems right now. So looking at the stratagem page, I'm just going to pick a random spot to land. It may not be the most safest. We're going to look at the stratagems in general. I am typically seen using the railgun and shield combo, and then usually some version of either the 500 or the Eagle airstrike. I'm going to bring the 500 just to show you guys that's typically what I bring due to the factory shredders and blowing up large areas. We also usually bring a walking, as that can help me kill detector towers. So this is my primary loadout. You will see me with this almost 95% of the time on the bot front. The pros to it is I can get insta-kills on Hulks and many other enemies, but the cons are it has a large learning gap if you have an accuracy problem. Also, if I run into the new war striders that were introduced, I don't have a lot to deal with them other than this 500. That's where a thermite might be better to bring, as those can insta-kill those, and also the recoilless and expendables can also do that. So I'm going to show you guys the kit in action, and then we'll move on to other kits that you guys can look into as well. All right, we're immediately landing, and I'm not hearing any war striders yet, which is a good sign. We also have a ton of stuff being given to us as Xbox players have been introduced. They've been giving us a lot of free weapons for you guys to try out and play with, so that's awesome. I love seeing that there's a lot of people enjoying the game. And I'll try and show you guys some railgun gameplay. I've heard recently a lot of people don't use the railgun anymore. It used to be the king, I thought. So that's always a fun one. But as you can see, we have introduced ourselves to a Hulk. That Hulk is now gone. We now have some range. We can pop a couple enemies at range. And just put down the enemies like nothing. And it's typically kind of like what you want to do with the railgun is keep range and pop the Hulks before they get too close. Because if they get too close, then you're in trouble. 500 to clear out my problems. And I'm just going to hold them there for the 500. Stun grenade right on top of them. It's over for all those enemies. Quick, simple killing. And as they get too close, you can just switch to your Talon. If I can hit a headshot this morning. Nope. And this is where the Talon really reigns for me, is I don't have to, have a panic. I can just shoot. It is extremely accurate if you have all your stamina. Always remember to keep your stamina up, guys. You can see as my stamina goes down, my little circle moves around a lot less. Gets right back to the center. And let's take this. So, railgun right here. I'm looking at the circle. That is where I want the aimer. I want it somewhere close to that eye. I'm not always perfect on the first shot, but you'll get the eye if you have that circle lined up. Let's see if I can get this guy before he kills me. Remember, guys, your third person may not always be the best. Sometimes first person can see things that third person can't. Someone's unloading on me. Gonna throw a 500 over there. That medium armor pen coming into handy. Oh, man. I just got hit by one of those reinforced Strider rockets. We are on difficulty 10, guys. I'm always playing on difficulty 10. As I said, I've been live with the game every single day since it came out, and I enjoy it showing it to you guys. So, you guys remember, accuracy is going to be important here. We want to get rid of those reinforced Striders immediately, and this guy's getting a little too close. Just use the stun grenade. Dodge that. Move behind me. Just make sure we kill the reinforced Strider. He's actually the most dangerous thing to me right now. And let's get our Hell Bomb now. But we basically single-handedly just took down this entire base. This is one of my favorite things to do, is actually this mission in general. We do not have any War Striders, it seems like, on the map. We would have already encountered them. That's a good help. That's the #1 enemy to me, is those currently. They're the only enemy that the Railgun will really have a trouble with, other than the Factory Strider, but typically Factory Striders, I'm dropping 500s repeatedly on top of them. So I don't really count it as a direct counter. It's a direct counter to everything. So let's get out of here. But yeah, guys, that's a quick tutorial on the Railgun. The other part about the Railgun that makes it nice, insta-kill on engines. I am using the Railgun on unsafe mode to get a little bit of extra damage, but you don't actually have to be on unsafe to get the insta-kills. So I'll show you guys another kit in half a second. Alrighty, guys, so we looked at the Railgun build that I typically bring to the bot front, but I want to show you guys another build that I've seen. As I said, the primary weapon, secondary weapon, and grenade can also always be preference. I always recommend the marksman rifles. The diligence weapons you see here are both part of the original war bond. Helldivers mobilized, that comes with the game. But you have weapons such as the Liberator Penetrator. You can use the Adjudicator, even the new Halo rifle. Here is medium armor pen. Those will get you a good time on the bot front. I like the marksman rifles because of the insta-kill ability. But we're going to bring the Reprimand, which is found in the Truth Seekers war bond. It's one of those weapons that I bring when I want to have a little bit extra fun close range. It is a medium armor pen, and it definitely gets you through. We also have the Senator, which is found in the Steeled Veterans war bond. That is the second war bond we ever unlocked. It's found right on the front page. That can also has a, heavy armor pen. That can kill Hulks with a headshot. And then your grenade, I'm going to bring that Thermite just so I can show you guys, just in case we run into any War Striders. So this kit in particular, I've seen a few times. The primary weapon, secondary, and grenade are always changing. It always depends on the player and their preference with headshot, or if they just like to be able to put bullets down range. I will just go on this flag mission right here, and I'll show you guys the kit right now. Alrighty, guys, as we're looking at the kit, this kit really relies on the recoilless rifle. A lot of people like the recoilless rifle. It has the ability to insta-kill your Factory Striders if you hit them in the eye. It can also kill your War Striders with a body shot or a groin shot. It seems to be the new play. I see the recoilless more than I see the railgun shield like I used to. It's back in the days of the autocannon being the #1 weapon. And this is typically followed with a strafing run. I see a strafing run. The Eagles, as I always say, are always preference. I recommend not using rocket pods, however, on the bot front, as they just don't target the right things. And typically you bring something heavy like a 120, and then I do see a lot of the times I do see that autocannon, or the #1 one I actually see is the rocket sentry. So this is a kit I actually see a lot of people using. It is a very viable kit. You have a very heavy loadout here. This is good for, CC or crowd control. This is good for clearing out your bases. This can watch your back, and you can insta-kill. So let's get down there, guys, and I'll show you guys the kit in action. Here we are. We just landed. We are under attack. We do have that medium armor pen, as I said, so we do have the ability to kill. We have a lot of ways to get, damage down range. I'm going to throw down my rocket sentry immediately and make sure that we are starting to get our kit out there. The one thing you'll notice with the recoilless is I do not have that shield, so the ability to be ragdolled is definitely in effect. So you want to kind of keep your range, but you have weapons to help you get through. Let's just take out this AA, and I can show you guys. And the recoilless, I don't really need to hit the headshot. I just need to hit the body somewhere. Always remember you can cancel the reload by hitting your, control or crouch button. Just as you reach the end of the reload, it speeds up the recoilless by like half a second, but you need all the seconds to get it. So we're moving our way through. Let's get the Hell Bomb down. And this is where the Reprimand shines. It's just at this close range. I can just keep getting the headshots off, keeping the enemies back, and really moving through. I also can kill things at range if need be. We have a tank. We had a tank. Ooh. Why did my rocket sentry just do that to me? It's alright. The one thing we do have, we have a recoilless. And ammo right next to us, so let's just get the ammo back. The 2 shots that I'm spending are right there. Simple. And as you can see, I'm watching down in the bottom left. As soon as I see that turn white, I hit the button, it's over. Quick reload. Keeps me moving. My rocket sentry is currently covering my back, and we can move on to the next target. The other important part is I can hit targets at range. I don't really have to get close. So let's try and see if I can get another one. This is where the strafing run, I just took out the AA, so now I can use them. The strafing run is going to make quick work of that group right there. You can also always switch to heavy explosive and kill an entire group. I don't see it very often, but when I do, it's awesome. Trying to find that headshot for you guys. But yeah, the recoilless is definitely a viable option. I actually see it more than, as I said, than most weapons. There's another comfy build that I will show you guys for bots. I wish I could find you guys a factory shredder, but if you shoot a factory shredder directly in the eye, you do kill it. You also have the ability to take out factories from range. Really clear it out without really having a problem. That's already done. That Hulk over there. Done. And you kind of can play safe. A lot of the enemies in this game really won't attack you if you're attacking them from far enough range. They don't know how to find you. So, as you can see, I haven't even woken up the Hulk. The only thing I woke up is the thing that could really see me. That's done. And now we have our Senator out. Could just throw a thermite on him. Best thing about thermites is that it will kill heavy enemies along with medium and light. It just takes a little bit. Not the way you want to use it. Typically, you want to use that on your tanks or your Hulks. Even, you know, factories insta-killed. But yeah, that's a quick look at this build, guys. I'm going to show you guys another comfy build that may also help you out. And is another one of the main builds that I see people on the bot front using. So I'll see you in the loadout screen. Alrighty, guys, but we're going to move into the third build, the comfy build, or, you know, the build that I see a lot as well. This one is no particular order. There's a few iterations of it, but I've seen it a lot. And we're going to focus on these explosive weapons here. People love their Eruptor and they love their crossbow. So these two definitely both have their place. Heavy armor penetration on the Eruptor allows you to headshot Hulks. And then the crossbow has that huge AoE just like the Eruptor. So I like the crossbow personally more, but everyone loves the Eruptor. I just never got into it. But the crossbow allows for that explosive, you know, knockback that you have. For the pistol, I'm going to bring the grenade pistol, also found in the Democratic Detonation. Both weapons are. And we're also going to bring the thermite. So this is your Democratic Detonation war bond, basically, in a nutshell. As I said, the Eruptor is also in there that you can bring. I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's also because I have, you know, a lot of overarching pieces. And I'll show you guys why. I also didn't go over the armor, guys. The TR7 Ambassador of the brand armor that I wear is an extra padding. It's the exact same as the starter armors that you start the game with, along with your yellow TR40 Gold Eagle. Keep that in mind. But for this comfy build, we're actually going to use the Bone Snapper armor. It gives you extra stims and longer stim effects. It is definitely a good crutch to lean on. It will help you survive on the bot front. We're also going to head over here and we're going to go check out lovely Borea, and I will show you guys the stratagems in the next screen. So see you in a second. Alrighty, guys, well, we're at the stratagem screen, and I'm going to show you guys a build that I typically never run, but it's one of those stratagem builds that I see a lot of people using and has been leaned on for me to use a lot, but I never really do. So we're looking at the Quasar, the supply pack, and then a 500 with the lovely rocket sentry. This is a build I see more often than not. As I said, I also see it with the Eruptor a lot. The Quasar being no ammo needed. It can just fire and forget. It's got its cons. I put those up on the screen, pros and cons. But it definitely is just another one of those weapons that I see a lot. Supply pack allows me to supply myself at any time. If, you know, for some reason I don't get the supplies, I can give myself those stims and ammo for my crossbow or Eruptor. 500 can be interchangeable with all the Eagles. It's up to you. I see it a lot with the strafing run as well, along with Eagle Airstrike. And the rocket sentry is always a good pick as it can cover your back. So we'll get down to the battlefield, guys, and I'll show you guys the kit in action. Alrighty, guys, we're down on the battlefield, and we get to finally show you guys a fight against a War Strider. I can hear it in the background. They're typical on these ICBM missions. We also have our crossbow allowing us for this AoE kind of damage. You just pop the enemies and, you know, got pretty good range as well. We're probably going to get called in on here, so expect that. Oh, unless I stop it. As you can see, the crossbow excels in that long-range combat. I don't know, can the crossbow actually insta-kill these? I've never actually tried it. Yes, it can. As I said, I'm not typically using crossbow. Typically, I'm a DMR guy, but it is a build I see a lot. And there we go. Another good fact, as you can see, the drop is coming in. You just crossbow the bottom. Killed a lot of my enemies. I did just see a War Strider. I did see it. Preemptive sim. We got plenty. Let's see if we can get that shot off. No War Strider? I could have sworn there was one on the bottom of it. Let's see what I can do here. Here's the War Strider. I hit the body. I did. So as long as you hit the body of a War Strider with an expendable, you will get that instant kill. It does have the same damage as a expendable. Those are pretty interchangeable if you want. One will go away after you use it. The other one, you just wait for the cooldown. Oh, I just should have been punching a fire, you know, an exploding enemy. That's on me. But yeah, guys, these builds that I showed you good. Wow, I just forgot how to speak. Those builds that I showed you guys today are definitely, you know, loadout builds that you can see on the battlefield. I put them in my top, you know, what I see every single time I play Automatons. Some iteration of these builds, but they are all usually typically there. So yeah, keep that in mind as you land on the battlefield. But I hope this helps you guys pick out your builds. As I always said, it's not a one build fits all kind of on the bot front. And always remember to have fun. You don't need to copy someone else's build or do that specific build. No one cares about the meta when you're having fun. So I'll see you guys down on the battlefield.